Okay, I am still on my 34-hour break, bored out of my mind. However, I cleaned my truck today and I realized that I have some pretty good ideas I've learned over the years that I don't think anybody else realizes, or maybe they do, and maybe I'm just the last person to learn some tricks. And I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll make a video and, share with the world some of the things that work really well from the seat of my truck, knowing that everybody isn't going to do this or everybody isn't going to agree with it, and that's fine. What does a truck driver in how do I say this? What does a truck driver experience in real life? In real life, I'm in a pretty clean truck stop. There's not a lot of trucks here, and that's rare. Not for this location, but for most truck stops. Their goal is to have a full parking lot of paying customers. That's why we end up with situations where people get hoods taken off and, problems happen. In those truck stops, a lot of times, now that we have more cameras everywhere than we ever did before, there's a lot less people pissing in the parking lot, excuse my language. But does it happen? Yeah, there's a lot less trucks that leak oil nowadays, but does it happen? Yeah. The livestock trailers, they still come in and out of here, and those cows and pigs are still peeing and pooping all over the parking lot where we walk. The parking lot at the truck stop is dirty, and if you aren't careful and you step in the wet stuff, or even on the dry stuff on a wet day, or even on the dry stuff when it's not a wet day, you're getting stuff on the bottom of your shoes that ends up right there on that floor mat. And normally I leave my shoes all the way up here, but sometimes I get complacent, get in a hurry, and I'll step right back here. Where's my shoes? They're sitting on a clean towel. Why? Because I just got rid of the one that I had last year. And you say to yourself, well, Rod, can't you just throw it in a washer? Yeah, if I wanted to touch it. Which I don't. So that being said, I like these $2.97 Walmart towels. They are, in my opinion, something that keeps my truck clean and keeps my floor clean. And at some point you get delayed and you just got to get the broom out and start sweeping. Now, and it's usually on that day that I use the new towel and dust things down or wipe things down. And then I throw it on the floor and step on it for the next month, and then I'll pick it up, throw it in that trash can over there. It seems to keep my truck relatively clean, and I like that. My favorite, well, you look at this right here, you think, oh, wow, doesn't his refrigerator work? Yeah, my refrigerator works fine. What am I using this for? Well, and yeah, I got some trash up there. What am I using that for? To keep messes from happening. That's my cleaning gear, and it's in there. And if I also use it for my console. And Velcro tape can be purchased at Walmart in very long rolls of very good Velcro tape, but you still have to make sure you clean the surface you're putting it on. And if you don't do that, you'll end up wishing you had. But I don't like a disorganized truck, and when I'm going down the road, that piece of Velcro keeps that right there. What does that do for me? It means if I'm sitting in this driver's seat and get pulled over for a DOT inspection, I can reach right there and grab my bills. I don't have to get up and climb around, but at the same time, I don't have that stuff flying all over my truck. The boots you see up there, 2 of them are my snow boots. They will come out very soon because winter's almost over. The other 2 are my mud boots, and there are days when I need my mud boots. I have loaded loads when I was at a dock that to get out of the truck and walk to the dock had, those mud boots weren't tall enough. I could have used waders. Some days just don't go your way depending on where you're at. And so I always keep mud boots in my truck. I keep a broom, a foxtail type broom. I learned about these when I was in the Navy. And I just keep it right there. It makes it easy to access. The trash is on its way out. I just did some cleaning and it's on its way out. No, my truck is not spotless. It's never spotless. It's just, not a big headache. This is something I'm trying new. And the reason I'm trying it new is because that's my little chip bag, and this I use to keep dryer sheets on. That's my air freshener. If I ever decided I needed to smell it more, I could easily put this on the defroster on my dash and turn it on, and it would keep the truck smelling really good. But as a rule of thumb, I keep a bag of Ziploc bags right there, and I just leave it cracked open, but sometimes I'll break one out and stick it under there. And I was using that up here when I realized one of my pet peeves was I have no place to put my brush. I use my brush going down the road, and I like to have a place to put it. So I fabricated one, and this was the hook that I was using on the end of this to hold my trash bag. Well, suddenly I needed another hook, and I thought, do I need another hook? Because this looks like an idea that might work. It might work. It might also, going down the road, bounce and fall off, but I think I can reach that from the driver's seat, just reaching up over my head and dropping it in. And that's important to me, even though depending on who you talk to, I probably am breaking a law just to suggest it. This is a hot water pot. I like my hot water pot. I use it regularly if I want to make a thing of oriental noodles or whatever. But that ain't what I really use it for. What I really, no, I don't pee in it. What I really use it for is up here is where I keep my bottled water cases. In the middle of the night, now let me explain this to you. In the middle of the night, these things are a lot easier to hit than the urinal and the truck stop that you got to get dressed to walk in to go use. And I don't, and I know there's people out there saying, that's disgusting. Well, it is, but truck drivers pee too. And for that reason, we have to be creative. Sometimes I just busted that bottle. So sometimes I will not use this bottle, I guarantee you that. But sometimes what I do, I'll set that down there, is I'll pop the top on that sucker, and I will open this up, and I will dump it in there. And then I'll use this bottle for anything I darn well want to. I'm gonna keep that lid because sometimes I lose the lid, but that bottle's out of here. And then I set that right there. And when it gets full, I just dump it out in the parking lot because it's just water. And if I want to fire it up and warm it up, I can use it to clean my truck or whatever, warm water and all that good stuff. Oh man, I'm making a longer video than I expected. The cleaners. My favorite cleaner is that right there. It smells good. It makes things shiny. It cleans good. Nice rubber mat cleaner. I like it real well. Those are just some of my ideas. Up here, when I'm going down the road, I like Google Maps. I know this is going to piss off some people, but over there is a trucker's GPS that's included in that. I don't like it over there. I can lower this down and see my phone if I connect it right there. I'm going down the road, and I got my GPS right in front of me, and I can just glance down, and it works very well for me. And I use Google Maps. Not telling people to use Google Maps. It's not a trucker's GPS, but I've done this for 30 some years, and I'm smart enough to know where I can and can't take a truck no matter what GPS is telling me, no matter which GPS is telling me. So I use it as a suggestion. It's not something that gives me orders, even though it comes across as an authority figure. I don't obey it verbatim. I just, use it as a suggestion, and I like it real well. That being said, sometimes I need to make a phone call, and I don't want to lose my GPS. So I now have two phones, and the other one goes right there. And that's so I can stay hands-free and use my Bluetooth or whatever I want to do. But in any event, they make it so you can't use Velcro very well on these dashes. And today, I'm looking for this piece. Took a piece of my Velcro and cut that little piece out of a piece of Velcro, went right around that, cut some slits in here and here, and then put it down there. And that being said, I'm gonna take my little phone and go boop, sticks right to it. And even though that little piece is a little higher than the Velcro, as a rule of thumb, it just reaches right around it, holds onto it. It doesn't block this screen, it doesn't block where I can put my wallet and my calculator. It doesn't block any of the controls on my truck, and my GPS still stays right there. And I like it real well. Thanks, and have a great day.